You're in 4K, by the way. You're in 4K.
What's that?
You don't even know, dude.
No.
So are you interested in putting black or chrome LED lighted saddlebag extensions on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle? Stick around, we're gonna show you how. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Urlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. Thank you for checking back in. These Ciro 3D saddlebag extensions are a nice addition to your bike, add a little style, a little flair. The nice thing about them is they actually have built-in LED lights, running lights when you're going down the road, and then when you hit that left or right signal, yep, they signal too. And the best part is they're plug and play. Let's go ahead, let's get them installed already, huh? All right, first thing we're doing is just removing the seat here, and it's got one Phillips screw back there. So we're gonna have to access the wiring under the seat. All right, and that releases the seat there. All right, we're gonna get both saddlebags out of the way. Of course, quarter turn pins there. He's grabbing both of them. I'll do that on both sides. Get those out of the way. All right, and so what he's doing now, just use any kind of alcohol, or you wanna make sure and use a glass cleaner with ammonia in it. And you wanna clean off all the parts really thoroughly where the parts go, where we're gonna install on the bags here. So that's what he's doing right now. Just use some Windex in this case. All right, and chrome or black these come in. We've got the chrome, and he's just kind of mocking it up and test fitting it, making sure everything's lining up. All right, and with the black Sharpie, you can see the two little plastic tabs there. He's just marking the center of those because that's where we're gonna drill. Just make sure you got everything lined up. All right, you can see he's got his black Sharpie marks on there. Everything's good. We're going to start with they want you to start with a smaller bit to do a pilot hole on each of these, and we're using just an 11/64 as a smaller. And that's what he's going to start drilling into his saddlebags here with. Should pop through pretty quick. Of course, this is on the bottom of your saddlebags. You don't have to worry too much. And if you appreciate all the free videos we put out, everything we do for the biker community, you can support us. You can shop for Ciro 3D products right in the Law Abiding Biker store. Link in the description below. All right, and he's going for the second hole there. And we'll come back and use a bigger bit, the proper size bit on all this. These are just pilot holes. All right, now he's got the proper bit on there, which was a 9/32, and he's got his pilot holes, and he's just gonna drill through and open these holes up. So moving on to his next one there. Pretty easy, guys. You don't have to worry about drilling through your saddlebags. It's easy work. All right, and just a round file there, a nice fine round file. Just go through and smooth everything out, get rid of any burrs. You just want to make sure that this thing's going to sit flush. And we're just quickly wiping it down again with just ammonia-based glass cleaner, just because we are going to use some sticky tape. We want to make sure everything bonds correctly. And you're just finishing up with that round file, making sure there's no last burrs there. All right, and you can see there's just 3M tape there. He's going to peel the backing off. All right, and he peeled the backing off there. Just make sure you get this all lined up where you want it before you actually stick it down. You can see he's making sure he's lined up with his holes and everything that we've drilled. He's just repositioning his saddlebag, but really what that adhesive tape is just to keep this unit in place while you're bolting it down. All right, and this all comes with your kit, of course. It's an Allen head bolt. You've got 2 washers and a lock nut. One washer goes on the bottom of the bag and one goes on top. And we're gonna put the Allen head side inside the saddlebags. So just gonna go through his pre-drilled holes there. All right, and he's got his first bolt through there. He's putting the washer on the outside, of course. There's one on the inside too. And find his lock nut there and get it all finger started. Okay, and that's a 7/16 wrench he's got for the nut on the bottom, and up inside he's got a 5/32 hex head. He's just got a T-handle hex head up there. Tighten about another quarter turn, guys. This, you don't want to over tighten this. All right, and you see he's just working on his center one there. Washer on, and he's gonna get that nut started. And 7/16 box end on the bottom there, and he's got his 5/32 T-handle Allen on the inside of the bag. Just tightening that down. Again, these are lock nuts, so you don't need to over tighten. All right, and we got all 3 bolts secured through the bottom of the saddlebag there. All right, so with that ammonia-based glass cleaner, he's still he's cleaning up the inside here because we're gonna have to put some sticky tabs for wire guides on here. Okay, so what he's holding is a little corner piece that will come in your kit. You'll want to find the side, and he's pointing out there's a little wire guide there because that's where our wires are gonna go through. We'll show you that in more detail here in a minute. And there's just sticky tape on the backing, and he's already peeled that off. All right, so you can see he's positioning on there, and he's going to run his wire through there. Make sure that's in there, and then you get kind of one shot at this to put it on with sticky tape. So make sure you line it up good. He's making sure the back's lined up right where he wants it. The wire's in the guide. And then you can just put nice even pressure for maybe 30 seconds a minute. Make sure it's stuck on there good. And just to show you that corner piece further, you can see the seam there. Just make sure when you're sticking it on that you line that seam up real good so it looks like one fluid piece. All right, just another angle of that. You can see that corner piece on and that wire guide where we ran the wire through and forward. Just a reminder, you want to get hooked up with this Ciro 3D product, link in the description below right to our store. All right, so what he's got in his hand here is a little sticky pad. And you got to take the backing off each of them, of course, and we're going to show you where to stick these. The kit only comes, it comes with 4 actually. The instructions only say to use 3, but it comes with 4 for each saddlebag, so we're going to use all 4 to guide our wires, and we'll show you the positions we're putting them in there. There's the first one. All right, and he's putting on his second one there. All right, and third one. And again, this is where we've determined based on other installs that is the best place for these, so follow what we're doing. And number 4. So there you go, to give you an overall shot of where those are as we work up the rear of the bag here. 1, number 2, 3, and 4 up top there. All right, your kit comes with all these little handy zip ties, and he's just running it through the channel there, and just working the zip tie there, and he'll just tighten it down. We'll do this to each one as we run the wire along the saddlebag here, and just clipping off the excess there with angle cutters, and he's just working on that last one there. All right, so he's got his wire, and you can see ran it right along all those little wire guides, and everything's zip tied down. And we're just putting the saddlebags back on both sides because we're gonna wire these things up now. All right, so this harness comes with your kit, and we're gonna plug it in. We'll show you here in a minute. What we do want to note is the 2 plugs that are gonna plug into your actual saddlebags, the wires we ran. That one has a brown wire in it. That one's gonna go to your right side. And then over here, on the other side does not have a brown one, it just has a violet. That one is going to go to your left side, so make sure you make note of that. Moving down, gray and black plug. Black plug is your rear wires, and then this is going to go in between. So plug that side in, it can only go one way, right in line with your stock lights there. And then of course he's making sure he has his colors right. He's looking for the brown wire, that's going to go to his right. That's the wire we ran when we put the extensions on. And then he's finding the one with the violet wire. It does not have the brown one. He's plugging that into his left side. Make sure they click, and then we're going to test everything to make sure it looks good. And then wire management up here, how you guys want to button that down is completely up to you. If you appreciate this channel, all the videos that we put out, doesn't come without a cost. A lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes, guys. You can support us. We would love to have you as a patron member. You basically can sign up to pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits you get, such as t-shirts and stickers. You can get into our private Facebook group. That thing's blowing up to access to our premium videos up on request. Link in the description below. Check it out. We'd love to have you join the biker revolution. All right, he's kicking his lights on, and you can see we got running lights down there, very nice, and then he's going to hit his left signal to make sure it's working. Yep, you see it's signaling in tandem with that one. And then we're going to move around, test the right. Again, everything looks like it's working perfect. And make sure you pair these with a set of Fang LED lights from Ciro 3D right out of our store, guys. That's what those are right there. Perfect combination. So we're going to try to make really easy work of Ciro 3D wiring under the seat for rear lighting. There's multiple products from Ciro 3D that you can put on your bike, and we're just going to show you some of the harnesses, configurations, and controllers that you might need to use. So this is your stock Harley under your seat, a touring model. Gray plug, black plug. you want to look for your black plug. This is stock OEM. This is your actual, everything that runs your rear lighting on your bike. That's what we're going to have to tap into. So the first thing I want to show you is this harness. Okay, if you bought the saddlebag extensions, you don't need a controller. I'll show you a controller in a minute. You just need this. It will come with your kit. All these are very simple inline splitters. It uses the same plugs as a Harley, okay? So I want to show you this first. We're going to unplug the stock OEM inline, just a push tab, okay? And you can only do this one way because they're different plugs, all right? So I'm taking the harness and I'm plugging it in this side and I'm just splitting, as you can see, and I'm going back into the OEM Harley plug right there. So I've just split it as all. And you'll see I have two plugs here, right and left, all right? And they are specific. There's a little brown wire in this one. That one goes to this left saddlebag, all right? And you can see these are the saddlebag extension wires that came with the kit. We've already installed those. We have a separate video for that, but I would just plug that in there, okay? And then I would plug this one into this side, and it's got a violet wire. You're looking for that for the left side, sorry, and the right side is the brown wire, all right? And those would simply just plug in just like so and run your saddlebag extension. Of course, they light up and all that kind of stuff, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and plug those in for you. So those are plugged in now. That's all we would need to run our saddlebag extension, signals and brakes and all that. We would be done and we'd put our seat back on. Now we want to add additional Ciro products to the rear of our bike to really light it up. And we're going to talk about bag blades, which stick on your saddlebags. And we have separate videos for all this. This is just about the wiring. And then we're also going to do filler panel lights, okay? So that's when we have a separate. This will come with your products. It's a controller. It's not only a harness, but it's a controller. Okay, it's got a controller box on it. We're going to need this if you buy bag blades to run that additionally, or if you're going to buy the filler panel lights. And we can also split this, which I'll show you in a second, to run both. So you're at least going to need one controller box. Again, it will come with it. So very simple. We already have our saddlebag extension lights all hooked up. And remember, all we've done is split our stock OEM brake light plug. We're going to double split it now. We're going to leave this on because we're running our saddlebag extension lights. I'm going to take it off and unplug it again. Now I'm going to take my controller box. Again, it can only go one way. And I'm going to split my stock OEM plug twice so we get this box in line. Okay, so you can see I've split it twice. I've got the regular harness for the saddlebag extensions, and now I put the controller in line to controller box for the bag blades and the filler lights. Now, you say, well, there's only two plugs. We can only run one or the other, bag blades or the filler panel lights. With your bag blades will come splitters. So very easy. You just plug this into each side. Okay, so coming out of our controller box, there's that one, all right? And they only go on one way, and that one. So now we've got four, which allows us to directly plug in both our bag blades for left side and our filler panel light for left side and our right side. So it basically splits it from 2 into 4, and that way we can run, this is the way we run all the stuff to the rear of the bike with these Ciro 3D. So hopefully that helps explain the wire harness and controller box processes. Okay, additionally, we've got our plugs. Of course, we've split it twice, once for the harness, then the controller box. Okay, so we've got it split twice from the OEM plug. If you really want to be lit up in the back, with all those lights, of course, you can add something like this, which we love, and this is a custom dynamics modulator. It basically gives a nice strobe effect. It has like 10 different settings, 9 different settings for what kind of strobe pattern you want to really get people's attention behind you. This does work with all the Ciro 3D stuff that we've got hooked up. And the way you would install this is, again, I've already got this split twice. We're just splitting it a third time, your OEM. So I could unplug here. This is my stock OEM plug. So I've unplugged it there, right there. And then Of course, this is the harness, the Ciro 3D harness, so this is the custom dynamics, and it can only go one way. So I plug that side into the OEM. This is the custom dynamics. Again, I'm just splitting it all a third time, and then I'm going into the custom dynamics right in this end. And now you've got that really nice strobe effect in the back. So I will link to this in the description below if you're interested in getting one of these. So I just showed you, of course, the custom dynamics modulator, and I just wanted to explain a little bit further because there's two ways you can do this. I showed you right here to take and plug it in to this stock OEM plug right there and split it here. So if we split it here, this is the one that's kind of pinned down here right next to your gray stock one. If you do it there, it's because you're putting this in line before all the Ciro 3D harness and plug, so you're modulating it before and you're going into the Ciro 3D. So all the products, the bag extensions, you know, if you put the bag blades, the filler lights, they're all going to modulate. If you didn't want those to modulate and you just wanted your stock signals, I'm going to plug this back in. So again, this is the beginning of the line, and I'm just plugging the Ciro 3D stuff back in here. If I didn't want all the Ciro 3D stuff and I just wanted my stock signals that come with the bike, of course we've replaced them with LED Ciro 3D fangs, but nonetheless there are basic stock signals, they're in the same place, then I would do it at the end of the line. So if I unplug this, this is the end of the line. So this is all the Ciro 3D stuff, so I'm going to splice the custom dynamics block in between here and here, and what that's going to make is all the Ciro 3D stuff will stay on constant, and the only thing that will modulate is our stock signals. So that's just a little trick depending on which end of the line you want to put it on. Make sure and subscribe to this channel every time that subscribe button is hit. Another biker joins the revolution. Thumbs up, like it, share it with all your biker friends. I hope you're well, and I definitely hope you are out there getting some riding in. What you looking for? These nuts.
These nuts.